Science has helped humans carry on for thousands of years despite famine and disease. Antiseptic and sterilization procedures have come a long way, as well as life support methods and devices. Amazing advances in medical technology have led us to antibiotics, the ability to transplant organs and tissues, and even stem cells. Life-saving blood transfusions and research for cancer and other diseases have also come a long way. If it weren't for science, we would still be living in the ages of the bubonic plague, facing high mortality rates and grotesque living conditions like dead bodies in the street and rats everywhere. So why are there still groups of people resisting the science behind life-saving vaccines? Today, I will persuade you that life is much better with vaccines. Transition. Let's examine some common myths. Myth 1, vaccines are dangerous. This is false. People known as anti-vaxxers complain that you can get the flu from the flu shot. According to the CDC, the flu shot cannot cause illness. You can catch the flu if you get infected with the flu during the 2-week period after you get the shot, which you're still vulnerable. Or you could be infected with a strain completely different from the one that you were vaccinated against. They usually use like 2 vaccines or 2 different types of flu, but there's usually more than that. According to a Health Essentials article, a 2014 study showed the flu vaccine reduced PICU admission by 75% during flu season. And PICU is the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, and that's a baby there in the PICU. The vaccine also reduced hospitalization for the very old. Another falsehood spread by anti-vaxxers is the danger of vaccines is that measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine causes autism. According to immunizations.org, a 1998 study that led to this belief was based on 12 pre-selected children. And typically in a study, you'll use a random selection of children. The British Medical Journal posted an article stating that the doctor's article was bad science and deliberate fraud. Autism Speaks, which is a major advocate for autism, recently posted an article that the MMR vaccine does indeed not cause autism and instead may protect. So the funny thing is that these people are still saying vaccines cause autism when for like 12 years now there's been science that proves that vaccines don't cause autism. Next, myth number 2 is that it's better to get a natural infection than a vaccine, and that's false. While natural infection will lead to better immunity, the complications, according to immunization.org, are far worse. There's paralysis that could be from polio. That little girl's legs are like severely deformed from polio. Brain damage could be due to a high fever. Blindness and death are related to measles, which there's a little baby with measles. Death and hospitalization and terrible whooping cough are from pertussis. According to the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, 134,200 deaths from measles have occurred since 2015. That's 15 people an hour died from measles. And then 89,000 deaths from pertussis since 2015. And usually the only people that die from pertussis are infants. So that's 89,000 babies have died from pertussis, which is the vaccine preventable illness. And these are 2 little babies in the hospital with pertussis. They have to give them like oxygen treatments, and they have to attach this oxygen thing to their head. And like I said, they can die, so that's really sad. Another myth is that vaccines do not strengthen the immune system. According to vaccines.gov, vaccines mimic a natural infection. So there we go. This is how vaccines work. You get a weakened form of the disease antigen that could be dead or it could be living depending on what vaccine they give you. And then the body reacts to the antigen by, just like if you got a cold, it doesn't know the difference. And then if the certain antigen ever enters the body again, your body has memory cells called T lymphocytes that it can use to fight the disease. So your body now has memory cells. So they say that vaccines don't strengthen your immune system, and it's like, it's not, real immunity, but it really is. Finally, another common myth is that vaccines are not necessary. That's also false. According to immunizations.gov, some common misconceptions are that disease rates have dropped due to other factors. And there's a graph on whooping cough showing you when the vaccine was implemented, how it fell off. And then there's a bunch of other diseases over there from before the vaccine came out and then after the vaccine came out in blue. And then down there, that's how viruses spread without vaccines. While better living conditions have influenced disease, the only real improvement was seen after vaccines. Even some developed countries stopped using the DTP vaccine, and pertussis outbreaks jumped, and that's the whooping cough we talked about. And several recent outbreaks of measles and pertussis have been linked to pockets of unvaccinated children. There was actually one at Disneyland a little while ago where 30 kids got measles. Some diseases have been eradicated while others are close. Let's see. From all this information, you can easily see that the benefits of vaccines outweigh the minuscule risks. Vaccines do not cause illness. They are much better than getting a natural infection of the preventable disease, and they are very effective in eradicating many serious diseases. So I ask you today to educate yourself about the risks associated with non-vaccination. If you hear others talking about getting the flu or autism from vaccines, educate them. Do not listen to dangerous anti-vaxxer propaganda being spread. Next time you hear or see something bad being said about vaccines, kindly remind folks of life before vaccines. And finally, vaccinate yourself and your children. Remember, if you are anti-vaccine, you are pro-disease. Thank you.
Good job.